What is up, everybody? Shauna D Man here, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys had yourselves a great weekend. Hope you guys are doing great. We are here to do a quick review for episode 7 of It. Welcome to Derry, and this was probably now my favorite episode of the season. And oh my goodness, was I hooked, and did it have me on the edge of my seat throughout the entire episode. So first off, the episode, if you're new to the channel, be sure you hit that like and subscribe button. So first off, the episode kicks off what's going back in time, 1908, where we see Ingrid's dad, the original Pennywise, doing performance and things like that for the local, circus. Not circus, but I guess fair would be the proper way to call it. Um, so Ingrid was the little girl that we saw at the beginning. Man, was it season one? Was it episode 1 we saw? Basically, the little girl dressed in kind of like the periwinkle get up and everything like that. Um, so basically, he ends up getting killed by Pennywise. And this was something I was like curious too after watching episode 6. Was like, is this actually him? Was he possessed by Pennywise? Like, what's the whole ordeal? But no, he was essentially killed by Pennywise, and Pennywise just playing games with Ingrid. Um, Fast forward back at the present day, we pick up right at the end of episode 6, where the guys, the townspeople show up at the black spot to take Grogan back and everything. They walk in, guns ready to fire. Um, but again, they're in a situation where they have 17 service members who also have government issue weapons. And so there was like a little sequence where there was like a girl, I guess a white girl there, Norma. I think her name was Norma, and one of the guys was like, "You should be ashamed of yourself. Get out of here." I was just like, "Oh my god, man!" Um, but they're about ready to basically have a shoot off right there in the black spot. But Hank comes out, says he doesn't want any bloodshed over him. He'll come quietly, just don't hurt anybody and things like that. But again, it gets a little tense. But the townspeople back off and they head outside. And in my mind, I was like, y'all should have followed them out there just to make sure they got in their car and leave. But they end up locking everybody in the black spot, chained the door shut, nobody could get out, and they start firebombing and Molotov uh, throwing incendiary things at the place, burning it down, basically killing everybody in there. People are getting caught on fire. People are getting shot. Like they're trying to escape out the window. They're getting shot. There was really no way out. Um, uh, Halloran basically opens the door for the dead people around him. Like again, because Halloran, as long as he doesn't acknowledge them, they don't see him. But in this situation, because as he's looking around, he finds like a little not a trap, I guess a trap door underneath the refrigerator. It gets it moved, breaks it through, and it's able to lead outside. So he ends up connecting with the war chief that we saw, and I believe it was episode 4 or 5 that we saw, and using her to guide him to where the kids are, so he can try to get them escape and everything like that. He's able to get Hank, Ronnie, and Will out. He tries to go back from Marge and Rich. Debris falls, blocks the path, and he can't get to him. And then ultimately, Rich sacrifices himself to save Marge. Puts her in a box. Yeah, basically puts her in a box. He stays on top of it so she can't get out, while he basically suffocates. And during all of this, Pennywise shows up as well. Um, he goes to no, because there was another girl. There was a black girl named Norma there. There was somebody else there. I don't remember her name. Hold on. Let me see. I think I still have it right here. What was her name? Okay, yeah. Let me see. Her name was. Let me see real quick. Oh, well, no, it was Norma. Were there two Normas then? Let me see. Because she clearly left. Oh, Noreen. Noreen. That was her name. Okay, so the white girl's name was Norma. The black girl's name was Noreen. That's what it was. That's what's confusing me. But anyway, there's this black girl named Noreen. She's like obviously scared, and Pennywise just jitter steps his way just through the entire place, and ends up eating and killing Noreen. Um, Meanwhile, while the fire is going, the townspeople they basically leave, except for Mister Kirsch, where his car just stops working and everything, and Ingrid shows up as well. And so we come to find out Ingrid was the one who snitched, who told the police chief where Hank was, because this was all part of her plan to get get Pennywise to this location, because she talked about like she knew it'd be the perfect thing, all the fear, the death, everything like that. He wouldn't be able to resist, and he couldn't. He showed up, killed Mr. Kirsch, and basically he's about to go to sleep. Like he's about to be asleep for the next 27 years. But gets very aggressive because she's like, "You're not my dad. Where is he?" Pennywise is playing games with her, talking about how he ate him and everything like that, and he does the whole lights things to her. I don't know if she died, because it looked like when they were like wheeling her body away afterwards, it looked like she like looked over and like looked at the kids. Let me see real quick. I set it up right here. Let me just double check. I think that's what it was. She does, yeah. So she like looks over at the kids, and now that could be Pennywise. It could be, because there was like another girl out there who survived the fire, and she's like starts laughing and everything, like hysterically, basically going crazy. So that could just be Pennywise again messing around with the kids and stuff like that. But Will's parents show up, the military shows up. Now that Halloran has let them in, he can find a pillar now. He knows he's just got to follow the tribe's old war chief to the spot to where one of the pillars is located, and they'll find one of them. Meanwhile, Charlotte uh, takes Hank Grogan's clothes, leaves it up, I guess, at the scene to give the impression that he died in the fire. But they sneak him off at their old house that they were living at towards the beginning of the season. Um, and it was wild. It was such a crazy thing. We do get to see Lily again. She looks crazy, and so but you see her still clenching the piece of fragment that could be used to like kind of like keep Pennywise at bay and everything like that. Um, ultimately, Charlotte and Marge, or Ronnie and Marge, go and tell Lily what happened to Rich. Um, trying to remember what else happened. The native tribe, they're like, okay, the augury, its cycle's done. It's gone back to sleep. Ultimately, like at the black spot, I think they say like 23 confirmed dead, according to the coroner. And then as far as children go, let me see if it'll bring it up. Let me see. Oh yeah, so 23 people dead from the black spot, and then children for the full cycle. 17 kids, 17 kids killed during this cycle for Pennywise. So 17 kids dead. Obviously, 23 people dead. Not really by Pennywise, but it is what it is. I think most people have said like whenever he gets ready to go back to sleep, there's like some kind of big disaster that happens. So this, I guess, this would count as the big disaster that happened. And then also you so the military they find a fragment, and their plan their plan is to destroy it. It was hearing what the general said about, because like towards the end, because he calls Hank Halloran up to the observation deck or whatever, and he's talking. He was like, the greatest threat isn't Russia. The greatest threat is like within. He talks about how he doesn't want another civil war, because he's talking about how like you have like the women's movement, the race riots, all these different things, all these like thousands of jagged teeth, like just sharpening and pointing out at each American's throat. And it was just like, I was like, okay, this is quite interesting, because yeah, you can say that's what's happening right now in reality. I thought that was a very interesting. um let me see if I can, let me pull it back up again. I thought that was a interesting thing he said. Um but yeah, so basically the military got it. They incinerate the one of the shards that was keeping Pennywise locked away. And he's sleeping, he wakes up, he notices it, and then like towards the end of the episode, you have, you know, Will talking on the phone thinking it's Ronnie, but it's actually Pennywise talking about how, I'm not scared of you anymore, and Pennywise is yelling, I can't hear you. And then all of a sudden, boom, Pennywise is right there in the kitchen, right in front of Will, and goes full on lights on him. So it is, man, we got one more episode left. Next week's the final episode of season one, and this really has been a really really fun series. Like I have really really liked it, and I hate that it's about to go off, go away and everything like that. I hate that, but man, what a solid fun 7 episodes we have. And I mean, probably about to be 8. We'll have to see what happens with episode 8, the season finale, next Sunday. But guys, thank you again for hanging out. Thank you guys for watching. That's relatively it for this review of It. Welcome to Derry, episode 7. If you're new to the channel, like I said, be sure you hit that like and subscribe button, comment below, tell me what you guys thought. But I will see you all in the next one. Y'all have a good one.